The fact that yesterday I went against everything I believe in and photographed a wedding has nothing to do with my new film and everything to do with my new film simultaneously. Let's discuss. So in 2014, I was commissioned by a band called Dark Sky Park to photograph them for their official promo images. The photos looked like this. Fast forward to 2018, 2 months ago, they had a lineup change and thus required new promotional photos, one of which was thus. Now, the founding members of Dark Sky Park are Ainsley and Deb. I love them deeply for 2 reasons. One, they're just great, positive humans to hang around with. And 2, they always buy me food. Every time we've done a shoot, afterwards, CK, let's buy you food. All right. And these 2 are critical reasons that I said yes when they recently invited me to photograph their wedding. Now, I don't photograph weddings for a number of reasons, but the only one we need to concern ourselves with is I don't like weddings, and I have no desire to spend 8 hours in an environment I have no great affinity for. However, these guys, Deb and Ainsley, knew that, and they said, CK, we'd love you to photograph our wedding, and it's not going to be a traditional wedding-y wedding. It's only going to be 2 hours in our own house. It's going to be very intimate, just us, a few friends on our decking. Would you consider it? Now, for reasons I've already outlined, mainly the food thing, I accepted, and also, 2 hours. Fair enough. I can give you 2 hours. It's going to mean a lot to you, and I'd like to hang out with you as well. So the wedding was the thing that I did. Now, during the reception, I started tucking into the buffet. Now, you know how wedding food is usually, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, shit. Wedding buffet food is typically shit. I don't know what these guys did or who catered their wedding, but the buffet was... The chicken wings. We just need to talk about the chicken wings for a moment. I mean, you know how chicken wings fall into 2 categories? Shit and exquisite. And it was just there because it had so much meat on them. They were warm. It was like they were just freshly done. And then we come to the cheesecake. The lemon cheesecake. Lemon cheesecake is one of my weaknesses. And they had a multitude of desserts. They had chocolate cake. They had some goo. They had strawberry cheesecake. And they had lemon cheesecake. And I immediately went for the lemon cheesecake. There's very few things I will ever go for before lemon cheesecake. And honestly, I think I must have had 4 slices, minimum. And as I sat there, feeling full, unable to move, and what's the word I'm looking for? Aroused. I just logged onto Facebook, so, there wasn't a great deal else for me to do. And I noticed that 61 Hugs on Facebook has now accumulated 7,000 views. 7,000 views with 0 cash investment on my part. I've not paid Facebook a penny to promote the film. Like, why would I do that? As a creator, I was obsessed about finding out if people felt something for the film because they felt something for the film, not because I paid Facebook to show it to a shitload of people. So I've not paid a penny. 7,000 organic human beings have watched it and felt something about it, and a significantly low number have commented, but still. I just don't know what to say. 7,000 human beings, and we need to celebrate that. So I was thinking, how can I celebrate reaching the milestone of 7,000 people watching 61 Hugs? And I thought, well, mate, you're sitting you're sitting on a load of unseen footage, not from the film, but from the whole release process, the pre-release process and the post-release process. And I remembered that before it was out in the world, I had an exclusive public screening at the Indie Flicks Film Festival. And during that, I recorded the whole thing, and there was one section when a guy piped up with a question that in the wrong hands somebody would have taken offence by, but I was cool with it. And I'm going to show you that in a minute. I'm going to show you that clip in a second, but I want to show you again a screen grab of the 61 Hugs film on Facebook. Take a look at that number next to the number of views. Shares. 99 shares. Now, if I had OCD, that would really, really irritate me. I'd be like, let's just look for 100, please. I don't have OCD. I just have a massive ego. So, I mean, if you want to share it and just take that to a nice round 100, I won't buy you cheesecake, but I'll be eternally grateful. If you're watching this after someone has already shared it, firstly, to the person that shared it, thank you. Secondly, to you who was considering sharing it, share it anyway. So, thank you sincerely for the 7,000 of you that have watched it. I mean, so many of you have subsequently followed me on here on Facebook, so thank you for that. And I'm just grateful. Genuinely grateful. So, during the screening at the IndieFlix Film Festival, I think this was a couple of days before 61 Hugs came out. It might have even been the day before. I genuinely can't remember. But we did a Q&A after we screened it, and one guy asked me, do you think it's possible that you got such positive responses because the weather was glorious, and good weather is conducive to happiness? Do you think that has anything to do with it? So I'm going to play the footage now, starting from him asking me the question. I just wanted to mention what he asked because the sound isn't great for his question, so just in case you can't understand. This is unseen footage from the first ever public screening of 61 Hugs. Thank you to the IndieFlix Film Festival for inviting me along. Thank you to you for watching my film. I'm super grateful. And thank you to Ainsley and Debs for making me realise you can be attracted to dessert. I mean, even sexually attracted.
Want to ask something? Tim?
I've got a question. Yeah, I thought it was a really good film. I appreciate that. I thought it was a good advert for Sheffield as well. Not everybody were friendly, weren't they? And that's a good thing, isn't it? But what I was interested in was, would you ever consider doing it in the rain and seeing what happened? It would be interesting just to see. Yeah. I mean, I'm not challenging you again, but if you want to challenge yourself, it would be interesting to see what it would like if in the rain. I mean, is that something you consider?
Is the reason you're asking that, Tim, because you think like the weather was on my side? Because it was bright, sunny, so everybody was naturally in the
people were nice because they're nice, but I'd be interesting to see what the response was if it were raining. Because
if you were saying that was a result of the weather, I'd 100% agree. No, I'd 100% agree, and if you're going to say that isn't the case, you're mad. Because it 100% is a huge contributor, because one of my best friends said exactly that. He said, I wonder what would happen. I mean, to be fair, you're the first one to say go and do it. He just said, I wonder. But he said, I wonder what would happen if you did that in different weather, torrential rain, and it's an incredibly salient point. Of course it is. Like, weather has an effect on our mood, which is why seasonal affective disorder is a thing, right? So I 100% recognise that, but to answer your question directly, I don't care because I don't want to do it in the rain.
At least I'm honest.